So in this video, our goal is going to be talking about determining points of view. When we read fiction stories, point of view is referring to the narrator, who is telling the story and how the story is being told. So your responsibility in understanding points of view are going to be able to identify basically 5 different types of point of view. You're going to use your Readers and Writers Toolbox page to help you fill in some of the chart so that you'll have this as a future reference. Let's take a look at the 5 different points of view that we will be studying. We have first person, second person, and then we have 3 different types of third person point of views that you'll be responsible for knowing. They are third person objective, third person limited, and then third person omniscient, which is also known as unlimited. Let's take a look at each one of these. Again, making sure you have your Writers and Readers Toolbox sheet to help guide you. We're going to start with first person. This is a point of view where the narrator is telling the story. You will know that you are dealing with first person when you see I, or we, or me, us, ours, words like that. The narrator not only tells the story, but they're in the story, they're participating in the story. As you think about the stories that you may write or tell, and think about what point of view you want to tell your story from, the reason that you might want to choose first person is if your story is driven by a really strong character. First person point of view can also be a little bit more intimate. When you are reading a first person point of view narration, the person is telling their own story. So you sort of feel a little bit closer to the character sometimes. Please note that the limits of first person when you are choosing to write your own story is that whatever the character can't observe, the reader can't observe either. So the first person narration, for the reader to know it, that character has to be a part of it or has to see it. The next point of view that you are responsible for knowing is second person point of view. This is far less popular than first person or third person point of view. In second person point of view, the narrator is directing to the reader. You will know that you are reading second person point of view when you see things like you should, or your, or yours. Why would we use second person, or where would you see second person? Here are some common places or reasons. When you're writing an email, you might use second person, or giving someone instructions. Many times in business and technical writing, like when you're giving a presentation, you may use second person. Self-help books use second person when they're trying to tell people how to help themselves. You will want to do this. You also may see second person point of view in fiction when you're dealing with a choose your own adventure book, where the author is going to tell you you may go to page 12 if you want the story to take this turn, or 14 if you want the story to take a different turn. Again, second person point of view isn't as popular, especially in narrative writing. Most people read fiction writing to sort of escape and go to a different place. And if someone is directly talking to you in a fiction story, it can be sort of jarring. It sort of gets rid of that illusion of escaping somewhere else or being part of somebody else's story. Next, we're going to talk about third person point of view. And there are 3 types of third person point of view. You'll know that you are dealing with third person point of view when you see he or she, they or them. In third person point of view, you have a narrator telling the story. The narrator is not participating in the story. So it's somebody outside of the story viewing the story and sharing it with us as readers. The first type of third person point of view is third person objective point of view. Here the narrator doesn't participate in the story, but they're going to give you a very neutral explanation. They're not going to give you any thinking or feeling, they're just going to describe it. So it's going to be a seemingly neutral presentation of the story. In third person limited, you are going to see a narrator telling the story, not participating, but they're going to focus on just one character. And we're going to get to see the character's thoughts and feelings described through the narrator. Omniscient, otherwise known as unlimited, is where more than one character's thoughts and feelings are revealed by the narrator. That again is not part of the story. So omniscient, if we know what more than one person is thinking or feeling at a time, then you know you're dealing with omniscient, third person omniscient. Third person and first person are the most popular types of point of views that you will see in narrative or fiction writing. And when you write, if you choose to have third person omniscient or third person unlimited, where you're going to show the thoughts and feelings of more than one character, the biggest hint that I can give you in your toolbox chart is keep it for one scene. You are just keeping the perspective of one character. Otherwise it can get kind of confusing for the reader. What we're going to do now is we are going to be moving into application. And in your groups, you are going to be exploring a variety of short pieces. And you're going to read through those and make a determination if you are dealing with first person point of view, second person point of view, or third person point of view. And with third person, remember, there are three options. You could have objective, limited, or omniscient.